really excited to talk to you guys today a little bit about some really powerful tools and some things that you can do to manage your stress. I am here representing the Center for Spirituality and Healing. How many people are familiar with what they offer there? Okay, just a select few. It's a really phenomenal program that was established in 1995, so about 20 years ago. And really our vision is to advance the health and well-being of individuals, organizations, and communities through integrative health and healing. There are some really phenomenal programs, mindfulness programs. They bring in speakers on wellness from all over the country that come and speak. They do free online modules from everything from meditation to yoga to aromatherapy that you can just get on and learn a little bit more about. There's some fabulous nutrition cooking classes. So it's a really great thing, and I'd really encourage you at some point, if you haven't, to get onto their website and just check out what we have to offer. All right, so I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about what stress actually is so that we can kind of better understand how we can deal with it in our own lives and our own bodies. So Hans Selye is kind of the godfather of stress, and his definition is the response of the body to any demand for change. So anytime we are asked to deal with change in life, we have stress in our lives. So that can be positive or negative. It can be a promotion at work, a shift in a relationship, or it can be something more difficult as well. Stress actually serves us in really positive ways. It keeps us safe. So if a car comes flying at you while you're walking down the street, it's what allows us to move and shift. It is what motivates us if we have a presentation or a new responsibility at work to be able to meet that need. And it increases our resiliency. So what that really means is that when we have these stressors and we're able to deal with them, it allows us to bounce back more efficiently and effectively from the next stressor. Stress can be acute or chronic. So the acute stress is when the car comes flying at you, your body releases these hormones and chemicals to quickly respond in an efficient and effective way. Chronic stress comes in when those things are happening all the time, or we're not able to actually discharge them from our bodies in an effective way. And those are the things that create the more negative impacts on our body. So, as I'm sure you all know, stress has a physical impact on us. It can give us headaches, stomach aches, psychological symptoms start to creep in. We're not sleeping as well. We can get more anxious, low mood. And eventually those things can start adding to things like diabetes, obesity, heart disease. So it's really important that we're able to deal with these things in an effective way. So when a stress comes at us, it actually is completely connected to our body. So what happens is we have a stress and our body sends off a rapid response alarm. So it tells our brain to start to release these chemicals to be able to deal with the stress. The autonomic nervous system is the system or the nervous system, the part of our brain that deals with all of the stresses. And there's two parts to that. There's the sympathetic and the parasympathetic system. So the sympathetic system can be known as the fight or flight response. It's what, when the car comes at us, allows us to move out of the way quickly. It increases our heart rate, our blood pressure. It takes all of our blood and rushes it to our major organs so that we can quickly move out of the way. The parasympathetic system is what counteracts that. Those are the hormones and chemicals in our body that allow us to feel safe, to feel calm, through when we think most creatively and have our best problem solving. And our bodies work to balance these things out. So what happens is when that fight or flight is activated, it sometimes can get stuck there. And that's when we start to have those negative impacts in life. So then we hit menopause. So if you remember, change is the number one thing that affects stress in our bodies. Well, you're hitting midlife transition. There are a lot of changes. Sleep disturbances, you may not be sleeping as well. You may have difficulty falling asleep. You may be waking up drenched in a hot flash. Your body's changing and shifting. So that is everything from different medical conditions as you start to age, You may not have the same energy levels. Your weight may be held differently in your body. Your skin can be differently. Mood shifts occur as a direct result of hormones. So our major fight or flight hormone is cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone. Estrogen helps to maintain cortisol. So when you hit menopause, your estrogen decreases, and so does your ability to be able to handle those stressors in the same way. And then in addition, when you have a hot flash, there was a recent study out of the University of Pittsburgh that looked at what is actually happening in your body. One of the things that they found was that when you have a hot flash, your parasympathetic nervous system, that rest and digest system, is not working as efficiently. So there are a lot of reasons at this point in life to start to learn some other tools so that we can effectively deal with stress. And the good news is there are awesome ways to deal with stress that feel good and will actually make a big impact in the way that you deal with stress. So we have the ability in our lives to actually shift and change and kind of take control of that stress in our life. So different mind-body kind of self-care practices that will turn on this rest and digest system in our body are deep breathing and mindfulness, which I will talk to you a little bit more about in a second. Yoga is another phenomenal one. It allows us to tune into our body and to really connect our mind and breath together to release tension and to bring calm into our bodies. Movement has shown to be one of the most effective, efficient ways to bring calm into your mind quickly. I think very often people think with yoga, I'm not flexible enough, it's boring, it's too hard. I'm here to tell you that there is yoga for everyone. There are relaxing, restorative yoga techniques that will just help calm your system. There is yoga for larger women. There is yoga for anxiety. There are very often workshops in the Twin Cities that are directly focused on yoga and menopause. And then if you feel like it's too slow, there is a lot more kind of rigorous yoga that you can go to as well. Things like Core Power or Lifetime Yoga have more kind of uplifting, energetic yoga. Gratitude. So when we think about perspective, it actually shifts everything in our life. When we're stressed out, we're far more likely to look through a negative lens in life. So the practice of gratitude is simply bringing up things in your life that you're feeling positive about. A couple different techniques that can be beneficial are just making a commitment to writing down 3 things every day that are things that you're grateful for. I actually work as a community health nurse, so I go to people's homes, and I find that every time I hit a red light, I just will use that as a trigger for me to think of one thing that I'm grateful for, and that is a great way to bring that gratitude practice into my life. Another one is if you're having trouble sleeping at night, it can be really helpful to just go through a list of the ABCs of gratitude. So just listing with each letter in the alphabet something that you're grateful for. It will help kind of lull you back to sleep. You can do it any time of day. Imagery is a very powerful tool as well. Our brains do not have the ability to decipher between a perceived and a real event. So this is why the what ifs in life can get us so ramped up, but it is also a way to really get us calmed down. So guided imagery is a phenomenal tool to do this. There are awesome apps that you can get on your phone to listen to. There's YouTube videos as well that can be really beneficial. Meditation and prayer have a profound impact on your ability to calm and quiet your mind. If you're interested in meditation, the University of Minnesota's mindfulness-based stress reduction program is a wonderful place to start and get a really good foundation. There are also several other meditation communities and courses offered through yoga centers throughout the Twin Cities. Exercise, again, movement gets you calm quickly. So when you have a lot of tension and anxiety and things going on, you can shift that energy by releasing the tension If you're feeling real low energy, sometimes just getting out and taking a walk can give you that energy that you need. So exercise is a great way also to regulate your mood and bring some positivity into your life. Nutrition and hydration are huge. You just had a phenomenal talk about that. Aromatherapy is the use of different essential oils that are derived from different plants to affect your mood. They actually work through your olfactory system, so as you smell it, hits the limbic system in your brain and creates these positive feelings. We have provided through the center some lavender sachets that you will get on your way out the door. Lavender is, I'd say there's probably 3 essential oils that are the most common. I wouldn't say they're necessarily the most beneficial, but lavender is one that's great to spray on your pillows at night. It really creates a sense of calm and peacefulness in your body. Citrus scents like orange are very alerting, and they also bring about an uplifting mood. And then peppermint is one that can create an alertness and really decrease stress as well. One of the things that I find most beneficial about using aromatherapy is when you're using it, you take in a big deep breath, which creates the calm in your body as well. So there's really 2 benefits to that. And then finally, social support. When you're connecting to other people, you're able to normalize your experiences. You're able to gain new ideas. So talking to other people about what's going on, you might not have the ability to conceptualize something in a way that somebody else does. So getting new, fresh ideas, positive outlooks can be very beneficial. And then really motivating and supporting yourself in taking care of yourself through exercise and some of these other things by creating like a buddy system. So I have a friend that I meet for yoga every Tuesday night, and I'm a yoga instructor. I'm very passionate about yoga, and I can tell you that after a very long day working as a nurse, there are days that I just don't want to do it. Like, I just do not want to go. And I know that I've made that commitment that I need to be there, and it gets me where I need to be to take care of myself. It's just a phenomenal commitment. So if you can find someone to make this commitment to for any of these things, it really will be beneficial in the way that you deal with stress. All right, so benefits, as I talked about, it improves your awareness of your habitual reaction to stress. So we have habits, the way that we deal with stress. Very often, people will numb out to the television. You will eat to numb yourself, eat sugar, drink caffeine, use other things. And as you start to practice these mind-body tools, you start to cultivate healthier, more adaptive ways for your body to respond to stress. What's super cool about this is there's something called neuroplasticity. So scientists have studied what happens when you start to practice these modalities. And what they found is that if you make a commitment to doing these things every day for as short as 8 weeks, it actually rewires the connections in your brain so that next time you have a stressful event, you're able to deal with these things in a healthier way with a more positive outlook in life. All right, so we're going to move into a little activity here. I'm going to ask everyone to just close down your eyes for a second. Just settle into your chair here. And just start to draw awareness to your thoughts. So just starting to notice them passing through your mind. Trying not to attach to them in any way. But just noticing them come up. And then if your mind has started to wander off and connect to one of those thoughts, just drawing your awareness back to simply watching them, just scrolling across your mind. And then drawing your awareness back into the room. In your folder, in the back of your folder, right behind that slides, there should be a piece of paper that has a big circle on it. So it's right in front of the pamphlets. Go ahead and pull that out. All right, and then once you've found that, I'm going to ask you to create a pie chart of what just happened in your head. So see if you can make a list of how many of those thoughts were in the present, how many of them were in the past, and how many of them were future focused. So here are just some ideas of, were you future planning? Were you thinking about people, things that happened throughout the week, what you're going to do when you leave here today? Were you paying attention to body sensations? And just quickly jot down kind of where your brain went. All right, so what you typically will find is that the majority of the time we spend in our brains focusing on the future or the past. So we're either ruminating about things that have already happened that we can't change, or we're thinking about and creating these situations in our head about what is going to happen. And that actually is what can get us in a lot of trouble. This is one of my favorite quotes. I've been through some terrible things in my life, some of which have actually happened. It's so true. We can just go off and create these horrible situations in our brain, or start to really focus on these things that have happened in the past that we have no control over. And so really the practice here is starting to become aware of the fact that you are not your thoughts. They are running through your head, but you actually have the ability to step back and detach from them a little bit. And when you do that and bring yourself back into the present moment, what you find is that you step out of that reactive mode and you're able to respond to things more efficiently. One of the very best ways to bring yourself back to the present moment and take away a lot of that angst that you can create within yourself is through bringing your attention to physical sensation. So we're going to do a little practice with that now. So I'm going to ask that you put down your pens and again settle back into your chair here for a moment. And go ahead and close down your eyes. And this time draw your attention and your awareness to your breath. It may be helpful to take one hand to your chest and one hand to your belly. And then I'm going to invite you to start to draw in full deep breaths all the way into your belly. So as you inhale, inhaling in fresh, rich oxygen, filling up your belly completely. And as you exhale, just allowing that to draw up through your belly, through your rib cage. Just releasing any tension that you may have remaining in you from the week. And just continue to focus on your breath here. And it's very normal when you start to do this practice that your mind starts to wander. So if you notice that your mind's wandering, just simply draw your attention again back to the inhale and back to the exhale. On the inhale, the belly fills completely. On the exhale, Allowing that to soften, allowing your shoulders to release, and just letting go of anything that is not serving you in this moment. Being present here with your breath. Nothing else to do, nowhere to go, nowhere to be, but right here, right now, in this present moment. All right, and then again, shifting your awareness back into the room and gently opening your eyes. So your breath is the number one resource in life for stress management. It is something that is with you at all times, and it is a phenomenal tool to start to turn on that rest and digest system and shut down all of those stress hormones that are flying through your body, both in acute situations when stress is occurring and you're feeling stressed out, as well as just throughout the day when you notice that your mind is off someplace else. So your breath will bring you back to the present moment. We have a lot of different nerve systems that run through our bodies. Your vagus nerve is the nerve that is directly responsible for your fight or flight response and the stress hormones in your body. It's also the longest nerve in your body, and it runs all the way down into your abdomen. So what happens is when you take those big belly breaths, it actually compresses that nerve, and it serves like a light switch to flip on that relaxation response in your body. When you take a breath, it creates that space in your thoughts that allows you to start to detach from being hooked into the thoughts that you're having, and helps to bring about and shift perspective. It helps to take you out of very often the negative thinking and allows you to make decisions to step more into a positive thought process. I want to talk to you a little bit about mindfulness as well. Mindfulness really is the human ability to be present where you are with what you're doing without being overly reactive to what is going on around you. So really being able to be grounded in yourself. And there are ways that we do that. It's paying attention on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. There are different qualities of mindfulness. So the present moment awareness, starting to notice how you're responding to different things, is a big part of mindfulness. So just noticing if you're responding in a negative way, what your actions are when you get stressed out. So every time you get stressed out, are you going to the fridge? Are you flipping on the TV? Are you pouring yourself a glass of wine? What are your habitual reactions to stress? And then not judging those. So really being okay with this is where I'm at right now and just noticing this is what I'm doing. Is this healthy for me or not? It doesn't matter, this is what I'm doing. The shift magically occurs when you just start to bring awareness to it. Very often we try to force ourselves into making these changes. And the more that we resist, the more something will persist. So by taking away the judgment, it creates this open space for us to just be okay with what we're doing, but to become aware of it and allow that shift to start to take place. Non-striving is a big one. In our day-to-day worlds, we have places to be, things to do, and we're frequently on, needing to go, 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 go. Mindfulness allows us to just take the time to be, giving yourself permission to do these things, because they sound really great, but there typically is something else that you think you need to do that will take precedence over these things. So it's really about not striving to always be going and to be okay with taking care of you. It's like the analogy of in the airplane, you take the oxygen mask and you put it on yourself first before you can help anyone else. This is really about having compassion for yourself and allowing yourself to take care of you. And finally, allowing, accepting, and letting go. So sometimes things are tough and it's hard. So when you find yourself in that spot, can you just sit with those difficult emotions? Can you let go of the additional stressors that you're putting on yourself? A big one for me is when I get in the car and I'm done with my workday and I want to go home and I get stuck in traffic. I have a tendency to start to just clam up in my body and just be like, I have other things I need to be doing right now. So letting go, there's nothing I can do to change this. So what can I do to be okay with this right now? This simply is where I am, and that's okay. So can I turn on the radio and listen to something? Can I come back to my breath and just do a little bit of breath work while I'm waiting? Can I go through that ABC gratitude list? What will serve me in a positive way? So this STOP analogy is a great little acronym to just help remind yourself to take a mindful pause throughout the day. When you start to practice this and start to pay attention to your thoughts, any time that you find that your mind has wandered off into something that is not beneficial for you and that you're stressed out, you can simply stop. So notice what's going on for you. Take a breath, allow your body to calm down. Observe, is there a way that I can handle this in a different way? Can I shift my perspective so that I'm not having such a hard time right now, so that I can help my body calm down? And then move on with your day. All right, so we're going to move into two other mindfulness practices that I really enjoy and thought may be beneficial. We're going to do a body scan and then what's known as a loving kindness meditation. So for a third time, I'm going to ask you to close down your eyes here for a moment. Just feel your feet grounded into the earth completely. Feel your thighs connected to the chair. Take a moment to sit up nice, long and tall, envisioning a string at the crown of your head, drawing you up nice, long and tall. Drawing your shoulders up towards your ears and then allowing them to just release down your back. And then go ahead and drop your chin down towards your chest. Taking in a full deep inhale, exhaling and releasing. And then just start to engage here in some neck rolls. So just allowing your neck to roll from side to side. Maybe drawing your ear to the right and to the left. And just tuning in here to any areas of tension you may be holding in your body. And then using your breath to draw in fresh oxygen and energy into any of those knots that you find. And using your exhale to just release and let go. And And then drawing your head back to center when it feels right for you. Start to engage in some shoulder rolls. So rolling your shoulders back, rolling them forward. Maybe feeling what it feels like to roll one shoulder and then the other. Just taking some time to connect in with your body here. All right, and then coming back to center again. Finding stillness, I'm going to invite you to draw your awareness to the area of your forehead and your eyes. As you breathe in, notice any tension you may be feeling. And using an exhale, just allow that area to soften. And then on the next inhale, you're going to draw your awareness down to your jaw, your cheeks, maybe allowing your jaw to slightly release. Using the exhale again to soften and release. And the next inhale, you draw your awareness to your neck and shoulders, seeing if you can find any residual tension in that area. Exhaling and letting go. Your next inhale, you draw your awareness down through your arms, your forearms, feeling your hands connected to your thighs. And drawing your awareness up to your upper chest and upper back, down through your abdomen and your lower back, and then feeling your hips connected to the earth. Taking in a full deep inhale. As you exhale, feeling your entire upper body just completely let go, allowing the weight of gravity to do the job for you. Drawing your awareness down through your thighs to your knees. Exhaling, releasing even more. And then drawing your attention down through your calves and your feet. Again, feeling yourself completely connected and fully supported by the ground below you. And just taking one or two more full deep breaths here to release any residual tension that may be in your body. Wonderful. So now I'm going to invite you to take your right hand and place it over your heart. Drawing your awareness to your heart center with your eyes remaining closed. Draw to mind something that brings really positive, loving thoughts and energy into your mind. So it may be a loved one, it may be a child or a grandchild, a pet, or even a garden. And just start to feel all of the positive energy that's created by connecting in to this loving thing in your life. And I'm going to invite you to quietly to yourself repeat the following phrases, holding on to that positive energy as you do so. May I be happy, peaceful, and calm. May I be strong and healthy. May I care for myself in this ever-changing world with joy and ease. And may I be filled with loving kindness. Next, calling to attention a loved one in your life. May they be happy, peaceful, and calm. May they be strong and healthy. May they have the ability to care for themselves in this ever-changing world with joy and ease. And may they be filled with loving kindness. And finally, drawing your awareness to all of the other individuals in this room, to all of the other individuals that may be meeting the challenges of stresses in life coupled with menopause, and all the way out into the world. May all beings be happy, peaceful, and calm. May all beings be strong and healthy. May all beings have the ability to care for themselves in this ever-changing world with joy and ease. And may they be filled with loving kindness. And then rubbing your hands together to create some warmth. Simply placing your hands over your eyes for a second, taking in one last deep, full inhale. Just sealing in any calm that you've created within your body here. And then as you exhale, gently releasing your hands. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.